Alright, oh, it's good, y'all. Um, it's going, or whatever y'all call me, but majority of people call me going. So what I'm gonna teach y'all how to do today is Twix, which is the main thing I do. I don't be doing nothing special. There's a million Twix tutorials, but I'm just gonna show you how I do my Twix. Honestly, the best thing you can do is make sure your frame rate matches the same thing as your anime. And by finding that, you can use your scroll wheel, and your frame rate should be right here, and it'll tell you. So the frame rate of this my anime is 23.976, which is like no, which is majority of every anime, honestly. So I say just keep your composition on 23.976 every single time, and most likely when you're collabing with somebody too, which is it'll make it easier on both of y'all. So first step you want to do, you want to find a clip you can Twix. I chose something easy, and I got Mark Beats because I'm gonna also show you something with that. But I just chose something simple like this. So what I do is I click on my clip. Obviously, I press Control Alt T. I want to place one keyframe down. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press Page Down, and I hope you're on After Effects 2019 because I don't think you can do this on 2020, or I don't know if you can do it on 18. But I know Page Down is to go one frame forward, and Page Up is to go one frame back on AE. So you press Page Down until you find a frame that moves. Now every time a frame moves, you put down a keyframe. So page just find every frame that moves. Oh, I'm gonna catch on when I do. All right. So now that on I hope your keyframes are marked. You know what I mean? Now you're gonna have something like this. But what I want you to do is, you see how these keyframes are 2 frames apart, or however you have them. I'm gonna teach you something easier to do. So what I do is I'll usually move them to where they're the same frames apart. What you can do is you can highlight all of these, and I'll move my cursor right here, and like I said, you're gonna highlight all these, press the Alt key on your keyboard, and click the last keyframe and drag to the left. And what that's going to do is that's going to put the keyframe right next to each other. And the reason I said move the time ruler, or the cursor right here, is so that way you know your keyframe is aligned. So now you got this one perfect motion. One perfect motion. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna press Control Shift C. What that's going to do is that's going to pre-compose it. And you want to uncheck this bottom box. Make sure this bottom box is always unchecked. And now, like I said, you still gonna have. Alright, so once you've pre-comped that, you're gonna go get Twixtor, and make sure it's Twixtor Pro. Now, and I'm gonna show y'all the settings I use, which is probably the settings that everyone else uses. I put my frame rate as 23.976. I put my contrast edge enhance on. I put motion weighted blend, inverse for smart blend. I put the main BG layer on 100. And what I'll do is, if you have a clip like this, I'll go one frame back, which is before the clip starts. So you want to go one frame back before the clip starts. So you're gonna animate it, which is like press the stopwatch. Then you're gonna go to the beginning, and then you're gonna make it 30. And then you're gonna pre-comp it. Make sure the bottom box is unchecked. Press enter. What you're gonna do is you're gonna cut the length that you want it. So say I want it this length, I'm gonna cut it like that. And then what you do is you press Control Alt T again. You're gonna open that. It's gonna place a keyframe down. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna stretch it till it finishes. So it's like something like that. You wanna always stretch it all the way to the end. Just make sure it doesn't like start warping at like the end. Like it might start doing something like this. You don't want that. So make sure you just take it back. So like right there, boom. The next step you're gonna do is highlight your keyframes. Press F9 on your keyboard, and it's gonna turn them into easy ease. Then what you're gonna do after that is you're gonna go inside the graph where you have your keyframes highlighted, and then you're gonna click on this gray area, because when you go in, you're gonna have both the keyframes highlighted, and when you have both of them highlighted, they'll move at the same time. So you want to make sure you click on this empty space and then click on one, so each one moves on individually on its own. You're gonna this is what I do. You're gonna move this up and you're gonna move this down, and you should get something like this. So as I'm editing the video now, I forgot to mention also, the bigger the clip, the longer you can twix it. The smaller the clip, you can't really twix it as much. I forgot to mention that. So make sure you focus on that factor when it comes to putting twixtor on your clips. But I hope this helped y'all a lot, and keep striving for more.